Imagine living your everyday life, sipping tea in the morning, going for a short walk, chatting with your neighbors, without realizing that inside your body, something silent is building up. Many seniors tell me, "Doctor, I feel mostly fine, maybe a little tired, but that's just age, right?" Yet often, those little things we brush aside are not just age. They can be warning lights flashing on the dashboard of your health. And one of the biggest silent thieves we see after 60 is diabetes. Here's the problem. Diabetes doesn't always knock loudly at your door. It creeps in quietly, sometimes for years, while you think you're just getting older. By the time many people notice, the damage may already be happening, to the eyes, the kidneys, the heart. But here's the hopeful part. If you spot the early signals, you can slow it down, even stop it in its tracks. That's why today we're talking about 6 hidden signs you might have diabetes without even knowing it. Think about this. How many times have you told yourself, "I'm thirsty all the time because it's hot"? Or, "I go to the bathroom often because I drink tea"? Or, "I've lost some weight because I'm eating less"? These excuses sound harmless, but sometimes they're actually your body whispering, "Pay attention." And I want to make sure you don't ignore those whispers. The first hidden sign we'll talk about is one you might have noticed but never thought twice about. Constant thirst. Not just the occasional dry mouth after eating salty food, but the kind of thirst where you always need a glass of water nearby. Many seniors tell me they wake up at night and need to drink water before they can fall back asleep. Others say they can't get through a simple shopping trip without carrying a bottle. Why does this happen? Simply put, when your blood sugar is high, your body tries to get rid of the extra sugar through urine. But when you lose more fluid, you get thirsty. It's like your body is caught in a loop. Sugar builds up, you urinate more, you get thirsty, you drink more, and the cycle continues. Many people shrug this off, saying, "It's just part of aging." But let me tell you, thirst that never seems to end is not normal aging. It's your body waving a red flag. Here's where the hook really matters. If you find yourself keeping water by your bedside, sipping constantly, and still feeling dry, don't blame the weather or your age. Blame the sugar that may be hiding in your blood. This one clue alone has saved many seniors from years of damage. I've met countless patients who thought their thirst was just because they liked tea or ate salty snacks. But once we checked their blood sugar, the truth came out. And the earlier they caught it, the easier it was to manage. So here's my advice for you, right now. Pay attention to your thirst. If you find it unusual, stronger than before, or always there no matter how much you drink, don't wait. That's not just thirst. That's a warning. And it may be the first hidden sign of diabetes knocking quietly at your door. And thirst is just the beginning. Because when your body starts losing water this way, another signal often shows up right behind it. Something just as easy to dismiss. In part 2, we'll talk about that next warning light. Frequent urination. Why it happens, what it really means, and how to know when it's more than just a small bladder. Let's talk about something many seniors quietly laugh about but secretly worry over. Running to the bathroom all the time. Some of you might already joke with your friends saying, "I can't even finish a TV show without a bathroom break," or "I should just set up a chair in there." But here's the truth. While it's common for bladder changes to happen with age, frequent urination, especially at night, can be one of the strongest hidden signs of diabetes. Think about it. When you drink water, your body is supposed to use what it needs and filter out the rest at a steady pace. But when sugar builds up in your blood, your kidneys work overtime trying to flush it out. And how do they do that? By pulling water from your body into the urine. The result? You find yourself heading to the bathroom more often, even waking up multiple times at night. Now, here's the catch. Many seniors tell me, "It's just my age," or "It's because I had tea before bed." But if you're going 3, 4, even 5 times during the night, that's not just about tea. That's your body sending out an SOS. And if you've ever noticed that your trips to the bathroom are paired with that unquenchable thirst we talked about in part 1, the puzzle pieces are starting to fit together. Why does this matter so much? Because your body is losing more than just water. It's losing minerals, electrolytes, and energy. Over time, this leaves you feeling drained, weak, and frustrated. Some seniors I've spoken with told me they stopped going on bus trips or long car rides because they were embarrassed about always needing to stop. Others said they dreaded bedtime because they knew the night would be broken into pieces by constant bathroom visits. Here's the hook I want you to really hold on to. If the bathroom has become your second bedroom, it's not just annoying. It could be your body shouting that blood sugar is out of control. And this isn't just about inconvenience. Frequent urination takes a real toll on quality of life. You're not getting deep sleep, which means you wake up groggy, your memory feels fuzzy, and your energy for the day is cut in half. Add to that the risk of falls. Imagine waking up at 2 a.m. rushing to the bathroom in the dark and tripping. I've seen too many seniors hurt themselves this way, all because of a health problem they didn't even realize was there. But the most eye-opening part? Many people don't connect these dots. They think it's their prostate, their bladder, or simply old age. And yes, those can play a role, but ignoring the sugar link means the root cause goes untreated, quietly causing damage in the background. So here's my suggestion. If you're finding your nights are broken up by frequent bathroom visits, or if you can't go shopping without planning bathroom stops ahead of time, it's worth checking your blood sugar. Because the bathroom might be more than just an inconvenience. It might be your warning bell. And just like thirst and urination walk hand in hand, the body often gives you a third sign right behind them, one that feels even more confusing. You might notice the scale going down, even though you're not dieting, not exercising more, and maybe even eating as usual. That's our next stop. In Part 3, we'll talk about unexplained weight loss, why it happens, why it's dangerous, and how it can point to diabetes long before you realize it. Most seniors I talk to spend years wishing the scale would move down just a little. You eat less, you walk more, and still, that number barely budges. But then suddenly, out of nowhere, the pounds begin to slip away. And here's the strange part. You didn't do anything to make it happen. In fact, you may be eating the same as always, or even more because of increased hunger. At first, this can feel like a blessing. You may even say, well, finally, my body decided to help me out. But here's the hard truth. Unexplained weight loss, especially after age 60, is not a gift. It's a red flag. And when it comes together with thirst and frequent urination, it's one of the most overlooked signs of diabetes. Why does this happen? Imagine your body as a car. Normally, your fuel is glucose, sugar from food that your body turns into energy with the help of insulin. But in diabetes, the insulin key doesn't work well, or there isn't enough of it. That means the fuel you eat can't get into your cells. Your body is starving in the middle of plenty. So what does it do? It starts breaking down fat and even muscle to survive. The result? You lose weight without trying, and sometimes you lose it fast. I once had a patient who told me proudly, "Doctor, I've lost 10 pounds in 2 months without changing my diet." She was in her late 60s, and at first she thought it was a reward for cutting out sweets. But when we checked her blood sugar, it was sky high. That weight loss wasn't healthy. It was her body's cry for help. Here's the hook for you. If the scale is dropping and you can't explain why, don't celebrate, investigate. Especially if the weight loss comes with clothes suddenly feeling looser, rings sliding off more easily, or friends saying you look thinner when you haven't made any effort. What makes this tricky is that seniors are often told to keep an eye on their weight, but the focus is usually on preventing gain, not sudden loss. So many people overlook this sign until it's too late. And while some weight loss is normal with age, like losing a bit of muscle tone, losing more than a few pounds in a short time without trying should always raise questions. Here's what also happens. When your body burns muscle and fat instead of using glucose, you may feel weaker. Climbing stairs becomes harder, carrying groceries feels heavier, and even standing up from a chair can take more effort. Some seniors describe it as shrinking, not just in size, but in strength and presence. And that weakness often sets up the next domino: fatigue. Because if your cells aren't getting fuel, your energy plummets. You feel tired all the time, no matter how much you sleep. That's one of the most common complaints I hear. "Doctor, I just don't have the energy anymore." So weight loss without trying isn't just about looks. It's about what's happening deep inside your body. And when it comes alongside thirst and endless bathroom trips, it's not random. It's the story of diabetes, quietly writing itself in your life. In part 4, we'll talk about that exhaustion that creeps in, the fatigue that feels like your body's batteries never fully charge, why it happens, how it robs seniors of their joy, and why it might be one of the clearest warnings of diabetes you'll ever feel. Everyone feels tired once in a while. Maybe you stayed up late, maybe you didn't sleep well, or maybe the grandkids wore you out. That's normal. But what I'm talking about here is different. It's that bone-deep exhaustion that follows you no matter how much rest you get. You wake up in the morning already tired. You take a nap in the afternoon, and you're still tired. You skip chores, skip outings, even skip phone calls because you simply don't have the energy. Many seniors chalk this up to just getting older. But let me tell you, when fatigue lingers like a shadow over your days, it could be diabetes quietly draining your batteries. Here's why. Remember in part 3, we talked about how glucose, sugar from food, is your body's main fuel? If diabetes keeps that fuel from entering your cells, it's like having a fridge full of food but no key to open it. The food is there, but you can't use it. So your cells starve and your energy collapses. No wonder you feel weak, sluggish, and unmotivated. One of my patients once told me, "Doctor, I feel like my body is running on half power all the time." He wasn't lazy, and he wasn't depressed. His cells simply weren't getting the energy they needed. And when we treated his blood sugar, he said it felt like someone had turned the lights back on inside him. Here's the hook. If you feel like your energy tank never fills up, even after sleep, don't blame age. Blame the sugar your body can't use. What makes this fatigue so sneaky is that it creeps in gradually. At first, you just feel a little slower. Then you start avoiding long walks, skipping social gatherings, even losing interest in hobbies you once loved. Before you know it, your world shrinks, and you think it's because you're old. But really, it's because diabetes is quietly robbing your strength. And it doesn't just stop at physical tiredness. When your energy is low, your mind slows too. Many seniors with diabetes complain of brain fog, forgetting small details, struggling to concentrate, or losing track of conversations. It's not dementia, it's not necessarily memory loss. It's simply the brain not getting the steady fuel it needs. This is why fatigue is one of the most devastating hidden signs. It steals both your body and your mind. And too often, it's brushed aside as normal aging. So what should you look for? Ask yourself, do you need more naps than before? Do you feel drained even after a full night's rest? Do you avoid outings because you're too tired? If the answer is yes, don't dismiss it. This might be your body's way of telling you that blood sugar is out of balance. And here's the important part. When you combine fatigue with the first 3 signs, thirst, frequent bathroom trips, and weight loss, the pattern becomes almost unmistakable. This isn't just random aging. It's diabetes showing itself piece by piece. But the story doesn't end here. There are still more clues your body might be whispering. In part 5, we'll look at another one that shows up on the outside. Blurred vision. Because sometimes the first sign of high blood sugar isn't how you feel, but how you see. Eyes are precious, especially as we get older. Many seniors already deal with reading glasses, cataracts, or a little trouble seeing at night. But when your vision suddenly gets blurry, not all the time, but on and off, that can be more than just age. It can be one of the hidden signs of diabetes. Here's why. When blood sugar levels rise, it changes the fluid balance in your body, even in your eyes. The lens of your eye can swell, bend, and shift just enough to blur your sight. One day, the newspaper looks clear. The next day, you find yourself squinting, holding it closer or farther away, wondering if your glasses need changing again. But here's the surprising part. Sometimes the glasses aren't the problem at all. It's your blood sugar. I've had seniors tell me, "Doctor, I just got new glasses 3 months ago and already they don't work." That's a classic clue. If your prescription seems to go out of date too fast, it may not be your optometrist's fault. It may be diabetes quietly interfering with your vision. Here's the hook. If the world looks blurry one week and clearer the next, don't rush to blame your glasses. Think about your blood sugar. Why does this matter so much? Because blurred vision isn't just inconvenient, it's dangerous. Imagine walking down the street and misjudging a curb, or driving and struggling to read a sign. For seniors, blurry vision can quickly lead to falls, accidents, and injuries. Even worse, if high blood sugar stays around for long periods, it doesn't just blur your vision temporarily. It can damage the tiny blood vessels in your eyes permanently, leading to diabetic retinopathy, one of the leading causes of blindness. And the scary part? Many people don't notice until the damage is already done. That's why I always tell my patients, don't ignore vision changes, no matter how small. If your eyes feel strained, if words on a page blur together, or if lights at night seem to glow more than before, get it checked. Sometimes all it takes is a simple blood sugar test to find the hidden culprit. And here's another tip. Blurred vision caused by diabetes often comes and goes. That's different from cataracts, which usually worsen steadily, or age-related changes that stay constant. This up and down vision is one of the clearest signals your body can send, if you know how to read it. Think of it this way. Your eyes are windows, but they're also messengers. They often reveal what's happening inside long before you feel it elsewhere. And when they send you the message of blur, fuzziness, or shifting sight, listen carefully. Now we've covered thirst, frequent bathroom visits, weight loss, fatigue, and blurred vision. That's already 5 powerful clues, but there's still one more hidden sign that seniors often overlook. Something that shows up on the outside of the body, sometimes quite literally on the skin. In Part 6, we'll talk about slow-healing wounds and frequent infections, why they matter, why they happen, and how they may be the final hidden sign pointing to diabetes you never knew you had. Think back to when you were younger. A small cut from gardening, a scrape on the knee, even a blister from new shoes. It usually healed quickly. Within a few days, you'd almost forget it happened. But if you've noticed lately that little wounds seem to linger, scabs take longer to close, or infections keep coming back, this is not just slower aging. It's one of the most important hidden signs of diabetes. Here's why. High blood sugar acts like glue in your bloodstream. It makes it harder for blood to flow smoothly and harder for oxygen and nutrients to reach the spots that need healing. On top of that, it weakens your immune system. The result? A tiny cut that should heal in days drags on for weeks. Or worse, a small wound can turn into an infection that spreads. Many seniors I've met thought their slow healing was just because skin gets thinner with age. That's partly true, but diabetes takes it much further. Some told me they had repeated skin infections, urinary tract infections, or even gum infections that just wouldn't clear up. When we checked their blood sugar, the missing piece of the puzzle appeared. Here's the hook. If every scratch feels like it takes forever to heal, don't just buy more bandages. Ask about your blood sugar. This matters more than you think. Poor healing isn't just annoying, it can be dangerous. Infections can spread quickly in seniors, leading to hospital visits or serious complications. And yet, many people ignore the early signs, hoping things will get better on their own. With diabetes, they often don't. Another clue you might notice is skin changes. Some seniors develop dark, velvety patches on the back of the neck or under the arms, a condition called acanthosis nigricans, which is strongly linked to insulin resistance. Others get frequent itching, yeast infections, or unusual rashes. These are not random. They're all tied to sugar running wild inside your body. The good news? When blood sugar is managed, the body begins to heal better again. Cuts close faster, infections slow down, and skin improves. I've seen patients who were shocked at how much better their bodies responded once their glucose was under control. So let's step back for a moment. We've talked about 6 hidden signs: constant thirst, frequent urination, unexplained weight loss, fatigue that won't go away, blurred vision, slow healing wounds, and frequent infections. Each one alone might seem small, easy to brush aside, but together, they paint a powerful picture. And here's the reality. Diabetes is far more common in seniors than most people think. Millions live with it without realizing, until the complications force them to pay attention. But you don't have to wait for that moment. Here's the final takeaway I want to leave with you. Your body whispers before it screams. Don't ignore the whispers. If you've noticed thirst you can't quench, bathroom visits that never end, weight that falls off without trying, exhaustion that sleep can't fix, vision that blurs and clears, or cuts that refuse to heal, listen closely. These are not coincidences, these are signals. And the sooner you respond, the better your future can be. Simple steps: checking blood sugar, making small diet changes, staying active, and talking to your doctor can make a world of difference. Diabetes caught early is manageable. Diabetes ignored becomes a thief of health, independence, and joy. So, pay attention to your body's quiet warnings, because sometimes those hidden signs are the difference between years of struggle and years of strength.